Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to the new topics. First of all, please to recall your mind to welcome our new topic about mindfulness of the body. In Vietnamese, we call Niệm Thân. Mindfulness of the body is the first contemplation to lead to the ways of awakening, or the first way to realize Nibbana in the four foundations of mindfulness. And today, we go through mindfulness of breathing, of postures, of activities, and of physical characteristics. As all we know, breathing in and breathing out are the parts of the body and also determine we are still alive. If we just breathing in but no breathing out, it means we was dead. If we just breathing out but without breathing in, it's also the same. So while we sitting meditation, we have to focus on our body of breathing in and breathing out. When we breathing in, we know we are breathing in. When we are breathing out, we also know we are breathing out. And the question here is, who knows? It doesn't mean that the body knows, but our mind knows. We just focus on our breathing in and breathing out, and then we observe our breathing, and we also take a mental repeat. Breathing in, breathing out. And we also take a mental repeat. Impermanent, impermanent, impermanent. Anicca, anicca in Pali. And also abandonment. In Vietnamese we use the word sa, sa, and salis. And some inside meditation masters, they call breathing in and breathing out meditation. We have a Pali terminal anapanasati. Just follow like that to recall our empty minds or to approach the calmness of mind. And next, mindfulness of postures. There are 4 main postures in the 4 foundations of mindfulness retreat. First one is sitting, second is standing, and next walking, and the last one is lying down postures. We don't use a terminal word, or we don't use a word sleeping meditation, because sleeping we don't aware anything, so it cannot be a Buddhist terminals in the mindfulness of the body here. And the most common postures is sitting, or we can call sitting meditation, because while we're sitting, we are easily to observe our breathing in and breathing out. We can also observe the moments of our body and mind. So for the beginners, especially one who practice meditations in the local place, we can let them practice sitting meditation first. While we sitting meditation, we also start from our notice and observe our breathing in and breathing out. And from one posture to another, we also have to observe and take a mental refit, intending to change, intending to change for 3 times. And before and while we changing, we can take a refit, changing. For example, from sitting postures to walking postures. Walking postures, including standing posture too. We have to observe the moments of our feet or our foot. The moment, observing the moments of our feet is very important, because we come to experience the four elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. According to the Theravada Buddhist perspective, our body was created by the four elements. So between us and others people, including the living things, we are the same in the perspective that created by the four elements. Nothing different. Just to recall on the postures, you can experience it. Like mindfulness of activities. I always remind myself and all the practitioners that mindfulness are the four foundations of mindfulness. Welcome to practice or in practice. We can practice every time, everywhere, every moment in daily life, especially for mindfulness of the body. Wherever we do activities in the daily life, if we wish to recall our mind to contemplate or to concentrate on our activities, we can use the Buddhist terminal like to notice it first, to notice, to realize, to take a mental repeat, to observe, to experience. For example, in the early morning when we wake up, our back is touching the bed. We can take a mental repeat, touching, touching, touching 3 times. And we are intending to get up from the bed. We also can use a Buddhist terminal like intending to get up, intending to get up, intending to get up, for example. That is very important that we give pause, that we have virya to observe everything, to take a mental repeat everything that causes the obstacles to our daily life. We have no choice. We have no any choice to gain the mindfulness or the skillful of mind. Except to observe and realize its activities. And we have better not to complain because of we are so busy with our self-repressment, our work at home or at workplace, because we can react to our busy with the notice. For example, if the housewives or the housekeepers, while she washing this, she also can take a mental repeat, washing 3 times. And while she cooking, she also take a mental repeat, cooking for 3 times. And while she cooking, she know she cooking. That is the best way to obtain the full awareness in the daily life. And next, mindfulness of physical characteristic. In the practicing of mindfulness of the body, we can transcend from mindfulness of breathing to mindfulness of postures. We also do the same from mindfulness of postures to mindfulness of activities, from mindfulness of activities to mindfulness of physical characteristics. Whenever any door can open, we also can understand the other methods. Any methods in the mindfulness of the body, we just wish to reach the same outcome, that is, stay with mindfulness or stay fully or living fully, living this life fully. So for mindfulness of physical characteristics, we can take our body as the component to cultivate the mindfulness. We can start to notice our body from the top. to the bottom, and from the bottoms of the body to the top, to the hairs, and we can classify it in details. The more we notice in details of the bodies as the components of mindfulness of the body, the more awareness we are. For example, we notice our hairs. It means that the tops of our head is hair. So we can notice the tops of our heads is hair. Notice first. And then a hair is the earth. If we feel cool, we can take a mental repeat or a mental notice. Cool, cool. We don't feel nothing because of sometimes, we cannot feel clear on any perspective or any particular object, but we know hairs are on the top of our heads. So just take a mental repeat, knowing for 3 times, and then move to all the parts of our body in detail. And we can take a mental repeat more about the Buddhist terminal like impermanent, anicca, and then abandon. Abandon is completely abandon. The way that we apply to the mindfulness of the body to aim to experience the 3 characteristics or the 3 ultimate truths. In the 3 characteristics, those are impermanent, suffering, and non-self. According to my own experience, impermanence is non-self. Non-self and impermanent are the same thing. And our body and mind are impermanent, suffering, and non-self. So whenever we come to experience, whenever we experience impermanent, suffering, and non-self, it means that we are see the ultimate truth, or we are see the Dharma. The Buddha said, one who sees the Dharma see the Buddha himself. One who sees the Buddha himself see the impermanent sufferings and non-self. One again, when you come to realize the mindfulness of the body, all the gateways, like mindfulness of feelings, mindfulness of the mind, mindfulness of the Dharma, also opens. You also understand those techniques. And whenever you have mindfulness, you also have awareness. You can live this life fully. And one more important thing, the lifestyles of mindfulness is the lifestyles of undead. As the Buddha said, Pamatho machino pathang, meaning if we live this life without mindfulness, lead to the death. The real meaning here, when you use your life to cultivate the mindfulness, means that you follow the Buddha foot, means that you follow the ways of the Buddha. The Buddha is the awakened one. The Buddha is the enlightenment one. When he reached Nibbana, there was no birth and death for him. So we call the light of Nibbana is the light undead. Mean that never rebirth, never born and never death again, never dies again. And the most important here is, in daily life, I have heard many complain that our human beings, our people, today it is very easy to forget. Mean that they forget almost every present moment. For example, they want to say, but at the present moment they don't remember what they want to say. even they feel they want to say something, that is forgetfulness. So the best way for us is wishing everyone not too easy to forget, to keep the memory forever, as well as possible. So if we want to live a life not to forget easily, you have to practice mindfulness of the body. And only mindfulness of the body, the first technique in the 4 foundations of mindfulness, can shape your life. So at the end of my topics, the mindfulness of the body today, I would wish you all only one word: being sati. Be mindful in your daily life. Namo Buddhaya.